Welcome to The Explainer. So let's dive right into something we literally all deal with on a daily basis: plumbing. We all know the drill when the kitchen sink backs up at home. It's a hassle. But what happens when that super familiar residential experience radically scales up into the high stakes world of commercial facilities? Well, the rules completely change. Today, we're uncovering the hidden complexities and the massive operational risks of commercial drain systems and why treating them like, just a really big house is an absolute recipe for disaster.
Here's the roadmap for our explainer today. 1. The baseline comparison. 2. The hidden complexity. 3. The toolkit. 4. The high cost of downtime. And 5. Compliance and risk.
All right, let's jump into section 1, the baseline comparison. Think about how you use water at home for a second. Residential usage is highly periodic, right? You've got morning showers, maybe you run the dishwasher in the evening, and that's kind of it. But commercial usage is a completely different beast. We're talking about a consistent, high-volume flow carrying some highly unusual waste streams. The pipes in a commercial building literally just don't get a chance to rest. It's crazy when you look at how different commercial environments act as constant factories for fast-fouling hazards. Restaurants are pumping out heavy grease and food solids all day long. Warehouses, they're washing down abrasive industrial debris and sediment. And gyms and salons are pushing down a never-ending flow of hair and thick soap residue that, believe it or not, practically turns into cement inside a pipe. These systems are just under constant attack. And because of that intense, highly varied waste stream, commercial systems reach their breaking point significantly sooner than your house ever would. The sheer volume means that a tiny blockage escalates incredibly fast. You can't just wait around for a clog to happen like you might at home. The commercial environment demands aggressive cleaning and really frequent, proactive scheduling. Which brings us to section 2, the hidden complexity. The sheer scale of a commercial system is honestly astonishing once you peek behind the walls. We aren't just dealing with a simple little P-trap under a sink here. These networks feature massive pipe diameters, incredibly long runs that traverse multiple floors, giant grease traps, interceptors, extensive floor drain networks, and totally complex backflow prevention devices. It's this intricate building-wide web where just diagnosing a simple blockage suddenly becomes a major engineering puzzle. Let's look at section 3, the toolkit. So as you can probably guess, you definitely can't tackle those kinds of engineering puzzles with a standard plunger from the hardware store. Technicians have to use a highly coordinated, structured approach. Step 1 is always video inspection. Step 2 is targeted hydrojetting. Step 3 involves deploying specialized heavy-duty augers, and Step 4 is structured flushing and verification. They aren't just poking at a clog. They're methodically addressing the root causes of the buildup so they can restore the entire line. The absolute MVP of this toolkit is hydrojetting. This is a super targeted method that uses incredibly high-pressure water to basically obliterate scale, cut right through heavy grease, and scour the pipe walls completely clean. Unlike a traditional snake that might just, punch a small hole through a grease clog, hydrojetting actually washes the pipe completely bare. It leaves zero residue behind, which is absolutely essential for long-term commercial longevity. And then we have video inspection. By threading a high-definition camera deep into these incredibly long commercial runs, technicians can locate the exact problem area instantly. Honestly, this is a total game changer for property managers. Instead of guessing and hoping for the best, they get visual proof. It lets them make fast, informed decisions on whether they're dealing with a simple, localized blockage or if it's a much broader, systemic pipe failure that's going to require some serious repair. Moving on to section 4, the high cost of downtime. So here is the multi-million-dollar question. What actually happens when a commercial drain fails? In a house, it's an annoyance, right? You just go use the other bathroom. But in a business, the stakes are, pretty much existential. A single critical clog can completely shut down a commercial kitchen or force public restrooms to close. That immediately creates severe health and safety concerns. It absolutely ruins the customer experience, and ultimately it just halts operations entirely. For a commercial facility, plumbing downtime literally equals lost revenue. Every single minute counts. And finally, Section 5, Compliance and Risk Management. Here's the thing about commercial spaces. They don't just fix a pipe and move on. They actually have to legally prove they are maintaining the system. We're talking pristine inspection records, logged cleaning dates, and super strict schedules for grease trap servicing. Why? Because internal auditors, demanding tenants, insurance reviewers, and health regulators all require it. Maintaining these records is absolutely non-negotiable if you want to keep a commercial property legally compliant and, open for business.
Which really brings our comparison full circle. In a residential setting, if you spill a little water or you need to try out a few different tools to clear a drain, it's fine. There's a high tolerance for experimentation because it's a small footprint. But on the commercial side, you are dealing with occupied public spaces. Every single maintenance step requires carefully coordinated access, incredibly strict sanitation protocols, and safe containment to protect employees and customers. You cannot experiment, you literally must execute perfectly.
I love this quote from the source material. Commercial drain cleaning is different because the stakes are different. Heavier usage, complex plumbing networks, tighter schedules, and higher compliance expectations. That perfectly summarizes this entire escalation arc we've just been mapping out together. It isn't just about bigger pipes, it's an entirely different operational reality. So what is the big takeaway you should grab from all of this? Prevention. The absolute best outcome is achieved through a proactive maintenance plan that is custom matched to a business's specific waste profile. Sitting around and waiting for a massive commercial blockage to turn into an emergency is just a catastrophic strategy. Proactive planning is really the only reliable way to protect commercial revenue and ensure safety.
I'm going to leave you with this provocative thought to chew on today. Is your facility's plumbing a silent liability just waiting to halt operations, or is it a proactively managed asset? It's so easy to just forget about the hidden infrastructure supporting our commercial world until it completely fails, of course. Understanding this difference is the key to keeping the doors open and the business flowing. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer. Keep learning, and I'll catch you on the next one.